Morning students, in last class we have discussed about asexual mode of reproduction, how it occurs in simplest and complex organisms. Now we are going to discuss about vegetative propagation. So under vegetative propagation, how the plants are able to produce their new plants, who are their different methods they are following that we used to learn under the vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation. So propagation is nothing but the growth of the plant. So vegetative parts means growing parts. So in generally we have seen the plant consisting of root, leaf, stem, fruits, flowers. These are all the things we have seen. But especially in case of some of the plants which are not able to produce seeds, that is which are not able to produce flowers. So such plants are able to reproduce through their vegetative parts like root, stem or leaf. So according to the variety of plants which follows the different methods to produce their new plants, now we are going to discuss under vegetative propagation. So under vegetative propagation, the plants usually follows growth through the roots, leaf and stem. So what is happening here? By using roots or leaf or stem, from any part of these, the plants are able to produce their young ones, and which are exactly similar to the parent plant without any changes. So how the parent plant as it is we can find in case of a newly formed plant. So that's what it is also called as vegetative propagation. So first we will discuss about vegetative propagation by roots. So vegetative propagation by roots. So which plants are used the method of roots to produce their new young ones? That is we are going to discuss. So under vegetative propagation by roots, some of the plant root is able to produce adventitious roots or radical buds which are in turn grow into new plant. So here what is the playing key role here is root. So root is developing small adventitious bulbs or radical bulbs, so which in turn grows into new plant. That type of production we can see in case of example like sweet potato. In sweet potato, in case of sweet potato, we can see the production of new plant is followed by using of vegetative propagation through the roots. So that is we can call as vegetative propagation by roots. So what is happening here under vegetative propagation? Some plant roots produces adventitious root or radical buds which grows into new plant, and that is called as vegetative propagation by the root. Example, so we can take example as sweet potato, and also you can see dahlia. These are the two examples you can take under vegetative propagation by roots. So what is vegetative propagation by roots is some plant roots produces adventitious roots or radical buds which grows into new plant. That is vegetative propagation by roots. Example, you can take sweet potato, dahlia. Next, vegetative propagation by leaf. So vegetative propagation by leaf. So some of the plants, the leaves are able to produce adventitious buds or leaf buds on edges of the leaf, in which these buds fall onto the soil, they develop adventitious roots and grow into new plant. That is we can see in case of bryophyllum or begonia. So what is happening here in case of vegetative propagation by leaf under this process? Some plant leaf produces adventitious buds or leaf bud. They are consisting of adventitious buds or they are also called as leaf buds. So these leaf buds, when they are fall on the soil, so what is happening here? These leaf buds start development of adventitious roots. Means very small rootlets are developed. So a bunch of roots are developed from the leaf buds, and which these adventitious roots they start growing and developing into new plant. This is in case of example bryophyllum, begonia. These are some of the examples of the plants which grows into new plant through the leaf. That is vegetative propagation by leaf. So what is vegetative propagation by the leaf is nothing but some plant leaf produces adventitious buds or leaf buds. When they are in contact to the soil or when they are fall onto the soil, they start growing into new plant. And which example like bryophyllum and begonia. These are the two examples for vegetative propagation by leaf. Now we would like to discuss about vegetative propagation by the stem. So what are the plants are following through the stem growing into new plants? Vegetative propagation by stem. So under vegetative propagation by stem, so stem usually start growing and develops the nodes and internodes. So in general, for example, if you take sugar cane, so this is called the swelling. The swell of a stem is called as node. So these nodes are able to produce the adventitious roots or bunch of rootlets that in turn grows into new plant. That's what we are going to discuss under the vegetative propagation by stem. Now under vegetative propagation, runners. So runners are nothing but not the competitors of any events like Olympics or any other things. So runners are nothing but the transverse growth of the stem on surface of the ground or soil, which develops the nodes. From the nodes we can see the development of the rootlets. So these rootlets allows to separate and grow into new plant. That is what we can see runners. So what is runners means the transverse growth of the stem on surface of the soil or ground. So transverse growth of the stem on the ground. So the stem is growing horizontal on the surface of the ground, and which in turn consisting of, as generally we know that the stem is consisting of nodes and internodes. So when the nodes comes contact to the soil, through the nodes we can see the development of the rootlets. These rootlets allows them to grow, and once they are completely separate, they can grow into new plant. So that's what we can see in case of runners. Example, grass. So grass is the best example of runners. So what is happening here in runners? The transverse growth of the stem on surface of the ground, that is called as runners. Next, another type of method, stolon. So here what is happening here? The stem is growing transverse under the ground, whereas the shoot is growing above the ground. So don't get confusion. So the stem, what is happening here? The stem is growing horizontally or transverse to the ground, but shoot is developing above the ground. So transverse growth of the stem under the ground in turn and develops shoot above the ground or above the soil. So how the stem is growing? Here also the stem is growing under the ground, but shoot part is developing above the ground. That's what they are called as stolon. Example, you can take strawberry. Strawberry you can take as example for the runners. And next, another type of vegetative propagation by stem. So suckers. So here suckers, under the suckers, what is happening here? The underground stem is growing transverse to the soil. So stem already it is growing under the ground and which is transversely. That's what it is called as suckers. Underground stem growing transverse. Underground stem is growing transverse and produce and allows to develop into new plant. So example we can take like banana. Banana also now the example for suckers. And also we can take chrysanthemum. Also another type of example for the suckers. Another type, another method. What is under method? So now these are the three types. Next, another method. Offsets. So offsets, the transverse growth of the stem on surface of the water. Here it is different. So on water surface the stem is growing transversely or horizontally. So what is happening here? So the stem, the transverse growth of the stem on the surface of the water. On the surface of the water. They are offsets. Example, you can take water hyacinth. So which is called as Bengal terror. So why? Because it is called as Bengal terror. In generally it is in the beginning it developed as a decorative plant in water bodies. But later on what they have noticed, within short period of time this water hyacinth grows rapidly and it occupies entire water bodies and prevents the reaching of sunlight and availability of oxygen to other plants and other organisms which are found under the water, and it is causing death to them. Even though it is the decorative, which is very having attractable in nature, but it is having what is the default is it occupies entire pond within short period of time and prevents the reaching of sunlight and availability of other oxygen for other living organisms which are growing in water and causes death to them. That's what water hyacinth also called as Bengal terror. Bengal terror. It is also called Bengal terror. Tubers. The tip of the underground stem swells and stores extra food. So, tip of the underground stem swollen and stores food. The tip of the underground stem, it is stores the extra food, that is tubers. So these tubers, you can take a potato. Generally if you take potato, on potato we can see small dot like structures. So these dot like structures which are found on the potato, they are called as eye buds. So if you cut and select this part of the potato and plant, they starts growing into new plant. That's what these are. Eye buds are called as nodes. Why? Because through the nodes only the adventitious roots are developed, and these adventitious roots helps them to grow into new plant. That's what we can see, that potato consisting of eye bud. These eye bud helps them to grow into new plant. This is what tubers. Next, bulb. So in case of bulbs, the stem is disc-like structure. For example, if you take onion, in generally we used to cut one brown color part which consisting of small rootlets. That is the actually stem of the onion. And also you can take garlic. So here, in case of bulb, stem is disc-like structure. So stem is disc-like structure. So which this disc-like structure, which in generally we used to cut and remove from the onion, that is actually the stem. And from this disc-like structure, so stem develops adventitious roots. It develops adventitious roots. These adventitious roots helps them to grow into new plant. That's what in bulbs example you can take onion, and also you can take garlic. These are the some of the examples of bulb. And one more is there, rhizome. So under rhizomes, here also the stem is swollen, but we can see clearly the nodes and internodes are appeared. From that nodes and internodes, adventitious roots are developed and it grow into new plant, which you can say, we can see this method in ginger. So rhizome. So rhizome example, ginger. So these are the some of the different methods which are followed by the plant, which in turn grow into new plant by using either root, either leaf, or either stem, and according to their, they start growing and develop into new plant. This is what we have discussed. These are the natural methods of vegetative propagation. In next class we will discuss about artificial vegetative propagation.